Suedia, cea mai mare țară a Scandinaviei, una dintre cele mai mari țări din Europa și în același timp cu o densitate foarte mică a populației. Suedia ocupă un loc de frunte în producția mondială de lemn. Este o țară cu istorie bogată și, drept mărturii, servesc miile de cetăți istorice, monumentele unice în aer liber sau mormintele din epoca de fier. Capitala Suediei, Stockholm, este numită Frumoasa pe apă. Orașul, situat pe litoralul Mării Baltice, pe 14 insule, este, fără îndoială, una dintre capitalele cele mai frumoase din lume. Suedia a înscris file de aur în istoria cinematografiei mondiale prin regizori ca Ingmar Bergman.
So this is Ingmar did this for me.
I think he did.
Țara are un patrimoniu muzical impresionant și, când vorbim de muzica suedeză, ne amintim mai întâi de legendara formație ABBA, care, de asemenea, a făcut istorie.
I had a dream, a fantasy.
De 4 ani avem o ambasadă a Suediei la Chișinău, iar excelența sa, Ingrid Tersman, este prima ambasadoare care în toți acești ani a construit relații bune și punți trainice între țările noastre.
I was met over time by a lot of friendliness and generosity and warmth, and I would say by a spirit of cooperation between Moldova and Sweden, and a will of so many that I have met here to strengthen our ties and also to take benefit from the support that we provide to Moldova.
La începutul mandatului dumneavoastră ați prezentat guvernului de la Chișinău o strategie pentru anii 2011-2014. De asemenea, în mai 2014 a fost semnat un acord bilateral cu Suedia și Chișinău. Ce obiective ați reușit să le realizați, pe care le-ați trasat acolo și cu ce ați putea să vă mândriți deja?
So if I look at what we have actually achieved, I think we have achieved some, but I have to say that reform efforts are of course a long-term objective and requires long-term efforts by the governments and by society. I see that we have achieved certain good progress when it comes to gender equality. I see that there is an awareness in the country that gender equality is important for economic development and for democracy and for prosperity. We fund several programs concerning this. Can mention one, which is called Women in Business, which provides support to small companies run by business women. So 90 companies have now received support from Sweden, and their businesses have been able to expand, so they can employ more people. And then, of course,
what kind of business?
Actually, we are totally flexible when it comes to what kind of business, but I know that there are companies in public relations, there are companies in textiles, there's a mozzarella and a cheese producer, for example. So it's a wide array of companies. So that is one, and that makes me very happy. Another thing that we have been doing is to support the government in adopting the legislation so that the legislation will be in line with European standards. And I think we have done that in a number of areas. When it comes to energy efficiency, also when it comes to market development. We are now working on informing many of Moldovan companies on how to best use the trade agreements with the European Union, because it offers great opportunities. But I think there has been information lacking, and we are working on making sure that companies know how they can use this. We have also spent quite a bit of time and effort on decentralization and local public administration reform to make sure that the local level will be able to better serve the needs of the citizens. Here we have trained mayors and district councils. We have developed the decentralization strategy that is under way of being implemented, and I know that it will really be implemented, and the next step will be taken in 2015 when more fiscal responsibility will be given to the district level. So that
Are they open to collaborate with you?
very much. I would say that the mayors, the many mayors that we have in Moldova, are very keen on cooperating. The mayors want to deliver results for the citizens, but they do not. The way that the system works today, the tools are not always there. So we are trying to work with them and with the government to ensure that there will be better tools for the mayors to be able to work better for the citizens. And I'm glad to see the engagement on the part of them, but also on the citizens in the communities where we are working.
Good news for us.
I think it is good news for you, and I think it's good news for everyone out in the countryside that have benefited from a repaired kindergarten or street lighting or energy efficiency in schools, for example. I think we have done quite a bit over the years. Moldova is a fantastic country, I have to say. I think the strategic location of Moldova between the east and the west, and actually straight in the center, makes you unique. I think your languages also make the country unique. Nowhere in the world would you see the mix between Romanian and Russian and maybe Ukrainian and Bulgarian the way that you do here. And for me, coming from another country, that is a treasure. I know that the issue is not always easy here, but for an outsider, it is something that can be cherished and used in the trade of the country. You can trade both to the east and to the west, and that is very, very beneficial. There's a great demand in my country for ecological produce and for ecological nuts and berries. And I see that you have companies that produce and export such goods to the European market and also to the Swedish market. And I believe that there is a potential for these companies to expand to the Swedish markets. Walnuts, for example, is already exported, but can of course be expanded. Dried fruits, I believe, would be much appreciated back home. We have tried to link together Moldovan exporters with the Swedish importers, so I know that this is the case. With a high participation also of women in the labor force, your production possibilities go up, and you're not wasting economic potential in your country. And I think if you look at the Swedish experience over the last 30 years, when women's participation in the labor market has increased tremendously, that has so much contributed to the economic success of Sweden. So that would be one. And also, of course, in politics, not only in the economic sphere, but definitely to have women represented at local, regional, and national level in politics, because the political decisions that are taken are for everyone. And as we know, here, like in Sweden, I think the population consists of 52% women, so it's only fair that they are part of the decision making. Natalia Garman, your current foreign minister, was your first ambassador to Sweden. I think the bridges are there. We have strengthened the political ties. We have created the Eastern Partnership together with Poland that is geared towards strengthening democracy and prosperity in our close neighborhood. And I'm really happy that Sweden was one of the initiators for this. We have a few Swedish companies that are here in Moldova, and I will be happy to see more companies come, and I work closely with them and also with companies back home. We're building cultural ties. We are promoting exchanges of young people-to-people contacts, contacts between villages and municipalities. And I think that is an excellent way of keeping, building and strengthening the bridges. And we also have students who come to Sweden to study, either at Swedish universities or at the Stockholm School of Economics in Riga. And we also have a few Swedish students who are here at your universities. So I think we have done a lot over the years. And even though we are geographically far away, I think there are some things that really connect us, and that is our European spirit, and that we are both, I would say, somehow we are connected. But I'm sure that you know that during the 1700s, our Swedish king then, Charles XII, spent 4 years here in Bender and in Varnitsa. And I think that has a certain link to our joint history. I will tell my countrymen to visit one of the least visited countries in the world, because I know that Moldova is on one of those lists of countries that have very few visitors. Because I think it is a treasure, and I think coming to Moldova now, before lots of things may change in a positive way, could be a very good experience for a Swedish visitor. And I think also coming here for the wine, for your really good wine sector, which is only becoming better and better and better, could be of great interest to Swedes, because Swedes are great wine drinkers.
Thank you very much for your help, for your support, and for this interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you.